Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about Harvest Moon One World and kind of giving my initial thoughts and, kind of like a review of everything. I really love the game so much, like more than I expected, because originally when I was seeing the previews and everything, um, people were talking about how they thought the graphics were horrible, how, it just looked like a cash grab of a game, which, I understand, but I mean, I know the whole controversy between Story of Seasons and, Harvest Moon, but I still get both games from both of them whenever they come out. I do think Story of Seasons is, the original, like, passionate creators, so their games are more so better, but I still think this game, One World, has a lot of flaws, but it's still very enjoyable, more than like I expected, like I said. So I'm gonna go through the things that I think need improvement on, and then I will talk about what I do like about the game. Um so originally on this list, I was just gonna talk about how I was a little bit petty, how I pre-ordered and didn't get my plus chicken, but it actually came in the mail just now, and I wasn't expecting it. But honestly, they should have put them both together in the package. So, I mean, it is what it is. But so what I first want to talk about this game is how the timeline or the story was kind of confusing a little bit, because it just seemed like potatoes was the only thing that existed in this universe, and other vegetables seemed like a fairy tale. So I was like, oh, okay, so I guess this takes place back then. But then it's like they have all these other like fantasy elements where you can transfer your farm over, and I mean, which is nice, but it just like it has a lot of high-tech technology for what the game was implying in the beginning. So it didn't really make that much sense, but I mean, I still like the concept. Um, you know, um, Another thing that I have to say is that they don't really alert you about festivals. I have missed so many festivals. It's not even funny, like so sad. Um, like for example, for the fishing one, I was literally waiting for it to begin all day, and then, I had no idea you had to talk to the old man in order for the festival to commence. So I was like really like bummed out, and I really wish they just had a thing in the game where on the day of the festival they told you like, hey, today's the festival and this is what you need to do in order to sign up for it or for it to commence. Um, Another thing I've noticed is that time goes by way too fast in this game. I can see for on both sides how it can be a good or bad thing, but for me, there's so much to do in a day, and like my daily chores, like to water all my crops and everything, like take forever. And then, I want to explore and stuff, but it's like I have no time. Um, I know, I just think that could definitely be improved on. At the same time, I like that it goes by fast, and at the same time, I don't. So, that's more of a personal matter, but yeah. Another thing is, like, originally I saw that they had pets, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy one of the dogs. But, I guess I befriended a rabbit, and it said I could take it in as a pet, so I did. So I was really happy. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have this rabbit and then, like, a dog. And then when I go to purchase the dog, it's saying I don't have room in my house. So I'm not just gonna abandon my poor little rabbit. So, um, I'm not sure if I know you can upgrade your house later on in the game, but I don't know if they'll allow you to have more pets. And I feel kind of in the dark with this game because there's not a lot of tutorials on how to do anything. Another thing that kind of bothered me is that your stamina goes out too easily and quickly, and it just makes it harder to like complete things. And I mean, even when you like eat certain food, like it still goes out pretty like easily. So I think that could definitely be worked on. Um, and another thing that I thought I should touch on is how The dialogue between people, especially the love interests, the bachelor and bachelorettes, just, doesn't change very much. And it's really sad because I believe some of the dialogue written for them is like very good and everything, but even when you put your like when you make their heart levels higher, they don't really say much of anything new. They repeat a lot of the same stuff, and it's really like disappointing. Um, Another thing that I was disappointed is that they don't have a same-sex marriage in this game, but they have the heart events for like the same gender as you, of like the bachelor or bachelorette. So I'm like, what the heck? I know the creator said they didn't have enough time because of the virus, but I really doubt that. They should really like make it a DLC, like downloadable content later, but I doubt they're gonna do that. Because I heard the whole controversy of how the Story of Seasons company wanted, same-sex marriage, and then the Tassium didn't want it, put it in. So I don't know. That's just what I heard, but I really hope they add that in. Um, Another thing was heart events seem to be all over the place. With one of the bachelors, I got his, like, it hadn't even been a month yet, and I was trying to activate his first heart event. It wasn't working, and then it activated, like, randomly, and, like, it was just activating at random times, and it was all, like, split up together, and it was just really confusing. And one of his first heart events, he was, like, admitting he loved me. I was like, what? I just wish they could have, I don't know, made it more realistic in a way, or more of a build up for the bachelors and bachelorettes when it comes to their heart events and their making their heart levels higher. There should just be more dialogue, more of a build up, more suspense, like more romantic. Another thing is the glitchy music. It always scares me when I'm just running and I hear like the music like suddenly pause and glitch. It makes me think something is wrong with my game or it's gonna turn off. It happens all the time, just for a few seconds. I mean, it's not that bad, but I don't think that should happen within a game. And then not only that, like sometimes it takes a bit to load, especially when you're first starting the game up. It literally feels like it's frozen for like a minute. And, it's not a good feeling. Another thing that I don't really appreciate is how when you're talking to people, they randomly disappear. And it's just really unrealistic and it takes away from the game. Like, I think it was just a really bad and lazy idea to just make them disappear like that. It's just horrible. I mean, this game has so much potential, like, and it's just like all these little things. Another thing that really is like ridiculous is like your watering can runs out of water so fast. And I know you can upgrade your tools later on in the game, but from what I've read, people say you can't upgrade them like until way later, and then you have to do certain requests to fulfill the upgrade by the Doc character. But they don't really like guide you in that direction. It's just kind of vague. Another thing is I think we died too quickly in the desert, but at the same time, I like the challenge how you have to eat certain foods to survive there, but still, even when you don't eat certain foods, I just think your character dies too fast in the desert, and it's just kind of off-putting sometimes, but I don't know, I'm kind of mixed about that. And then this one just really, like, bothered me, like, with new characters I've never met, and they act like they knew me before when I never met them before. I just wish they could have had made more realistic dialogue. There's this one bachelorette, I forget her name, but I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty and cool. I want to give her a gift. And I met her at night, and so I've been giving everyone coconuts. So I gave her a coconut, and she didn't like it. And she's like, oh, you know me better than that. And I'm like, I never even met you before. And so there was like no introduction to her because it was nighttime, I guess. So there was an introduction to her during the day, but I mean, it was just really off-putting. I wish they could have made it more realistic because like it just didn't happen with her. There was another character, Jamil's mom, where she acted like she knew me so well when I had never met her at all. So it takes away the realism from the game. Like it didn't really feel realistic, and it just sucked. Um, and that's, I think, all about all like what's the word? All the flaws I've seen throughout the game. I know there will be a little bit more, but oh wait, no. Sorry guys, I just remembered. But your animals in the barn, you can only have up to like 3 big animals, and then the rest are like pretty much all chickens. Apparently, I read online that you can't upgrade your barn till basically you beat the game. And that's really horrible because I wanted to have more, like, I wanted to have all these horses at once and all these cows and sheep, but I can only have right now 1 horse, 1 cow, and a sheep, basically, and then all these chickens. I just think, the upgrade should come in the middle of the game at least, not like towards the end of it. Yeah, I just feel a lot in the dark with this game because there's no tutorials anywhere, and the hard events are really hard to find online. I still haven't really found any. The ones I've experienced haven't seen anywhere online, like any tutorials or whatever. But yeah, I do like though about this game how it's you barely have to open your backpack when you're working on your farm with watering crops. It's very nice that the game does it for you and everything. So, yeah, I'm really glad about that. And, the art can be way better, the graphics can be way better. If this game came out like years ago, I'm sure everyone would be complaining less. But with the technology we have now, we should be able to make better, like produce better games with better graphics. And you would think they would, but I don't think they didn't want to invest too much money into it, or maybe they didn't have enough, as Story of Seasons does. Obviously this game seems targeted towards more of a younger audience, so I feel like that's why they didn't put that much effort. But I mean, I do like the art of the characters when you talk to them. I know some people don't, but I like it, but I do think it could be better, and but yeah. So that is my review of Harvest Moon One World. Yeah, thanks for watching, and comment down below if you have any like initial thoughts of the game, or what you don't like, what you think could be improved on. I feel like I missed some things, but it's whatever. Yeah, thanks so much guys for watching. Bye. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention my rating for this game. I'm really trying hard not to be biased, but I honestly can't decide whether to give this game out of 5 stars, either 4.5 stars out of 5 or 3.5 stars out of 5. It's like somewhere around there. I do think it's a really enjoyable game, but it feels unfinished, and it feels like there's so much to like work on. But like I said, it's enjoyable and there's a lot to do. It's just this game has, I don't know, it still has so much potential to be better and to be greater. I do think they put in more effort into this game than the previous Harvest Moon games that they released before they split with the Story of Seasons company. So, I mean, I do appreciate more of the effort, but still it could be better. But yeah, that is my review. So again, thank you so much guys for watching, and comment down below any thoughts or comments on the game. So yeah, bye! Also, one thing I thought of when I was editing, how for your character's birthday, the characters that you're more friends with, they just really say happy birthday to you, and they don't like give you anything or celebrate, which is kind of a letdown because I was, hoping that they would do more for your birthday, as they have done forever previous Harvest Moon games in the past and Story Seasons. So I don't know, that was my other thing I think I was forgetting, but yeah.